at kind of a new permission today. I wrote the guy probably about 3 or 4 months ago, an old-fashioned letter with a stamp and everything. And about 2 months after that, he got back to me and he granted me permission to metal detect out here with a few stipulations. Number one, can't go in the house, and I'll show you why in a second. Number two, me and me alone have permission to be out here. Well, actually more than 2 stipulations. Number 3, I can keep whatever I find. And number 4, valid for 1 year. But kind of, yeah, really excited about this. The home was built in 1740. I'll show you that in a second. It had numerous stone walls all over the place, outbuildings, you know, pastures, fields. One thing I kind of overheard talking to people from the area is I guess they tried to turn the electricity on after a long time without it being hooked up, and I guess it just instantly caught fires, and you'll see evidence of that all over the house when I show you it. So let me just show you around a little bit, and like I said, there's a lot to see here, and again, thanks for joining me. We're at the front of the house right now. It's always a shame when you see things like this. But what you're gonna do? Kind of the first thing I wanted to show you is this is well, as if you're looking at it from the road, this is the left field, and there's another one on the right. And we'll check out that little outbuilding in a little bit, way out there. As you can kind of see in the distance, I don't know how well the camera's picking it up, but that's a ski area way in the back. And we'll take a walk over here. All these numerous, I don't know what that is. I don't know if the camera picked that up. It either sounded like thunder or maybe a big dump truck. But all these stone walls, they're everywhere. But the land basically goes back quite a ways from that tree line over there. I just discovered this poor porcupine. That's too bad when you see any kind of dead animal. But here's kind of the side of the house. And as you can see, this middle portion here was actually the kitchen area. And the stove's still out there. There's the chimney pile right there. And there's the well. All these rotted floorboards. And there's the evidence of the fire right there. It looks like this is maybe where it originated. We'll go over to the other side and I'll show you that stove. That's an old one. Situated on a beautiful location too. Here's kind of the side of the house, and there's the bulkhead. Hopefully there's no hibernating animals down there that jump up at us. Was this the root cellar or root cellar? I like root cellar. See some hand-hewn beams in there too. Oh, here's kind of an old piece of glass, older style. I think that said, well, yeah, Concord on it. I wish it was whole, but that's a good sign. I'm also talking to people from the area. I guess there was a lot of animals out here. You know, not for farm use, but just like, you know, I don't know if you call it personal use animals, but pets. There you go. Pets. Wonder what's in there. Looks like an older padlock too. Probably hasn't been opened in 30 years. Just wanted to take a peek inside one of the windows. As you can see, I don't know, hopefully the glare's not too bad. Looks like a beautiful old, well, with a jar on top of an old organ in there. Probably too heavy to move out. Here's kind of a shot into the other room. Not really seeing too much. It's like a bed frame. Part of a stovepipe. That's kind of about it. There's the stove. On the side, Weir Stove Co. Taunton, Mass. That was probably way too heavy to move. It's probably cast iron. So right behind me is one of the kind of the curious little structures this place has. I don't know, Hobbit home? Maybe a kid's playhouse? I just don't know. Whoever built it put a lot of care into it, or maybe just, as you can see from the pile, an excess of stone, so use it as a building material. You can tell by the cement it was kind of added on at a later date. Yeah, the roof's collapsed. Cool windows. Let's take a walk over into the other side here. There's the door, or it remains of the door. There's just a giant pile of rocks. Let me see if I can give you a little bit of a perspective of just kind of the size of this. And it probably goes down there maybe another 30 feet or so. I just came across this monster of a tree, and there's a certain amount of respect when you see things like this, that they've been able to withstand the test of time. Tubes here. You know what those are actually used for is there's a maple sugaring operation not too far from here. They would tap into all the maple trees, and they're actually hollow tubes. And down at the sugar shack, they have kind of a vacuum system, and when the spring thaw comes, they suck out all the sap from the tubes, where they can boil it down and make maple syrup. where Andy goes. And hey, how many of you have seen the movie Shawshank Redemption? That's where the money is. Right there. So I'm just kind of walking along the fields here and decided to take a little break. How nice would this have been on a nice warm summer evening out here with a couple of Adirondack chairs? Summer breeze makes me feel fine. Little outbuilding I wanted to show you. A little outbuilding there I'll show you in just a sec. I don't know, you think maybe it was just kind of a shelter for livestock, sheep? Wow, look at all that. I don't know if the camera's picking that up. You should see all the hornets' nests, wasps' nests up there. Thought of a bad joke. Well, we'll say it anyway. I bet this place is buzzing with activity in the summer. Sorry about that. Out here and we'll find some real treasures. This is just kind of showing you the area, because the area in and of itself kind of deserves its own video, at least one. Thanks again.